Good afternoon, students. Today we are going to talk about female reproductive system topic oogenesis. Now, oogenesis is the formation of the egg cell which starts in the fetal life itself. So, the follicular development or the follicular formation starts in the embryonic life in female reproductive system. Now, development of this egg cell occurs inside the ovary and it occurs from the outermost layer of the cell of the ovary, which is called as germinal epithelium. So if you look into the structure of an ovary, we can see that the surrounding is by a cuboidal epithelial cell, which is called as germinal epithelium. And this germinal epithelium gives rise to germ cell. Okay, now if a question is asked, germinal epithelium is made up of which kind of tissue? It is made up of simple cuboidal epithelial cells. We have studied this in the chapter Structural Organization of Animal in class 11. The same thing, germinal epithelium is made up of cuboidal epithelium. Now, this germinal epithelium gives rise to a germ cell which is diploid or 2N, and this development or division by mitosis starts in fetal life. So primordial germ cell gives rise to oogonia, which enters into the process of mitosis, and by the process of mitosis it gets converted into again diploid cell called as primary oocyte. Okay, now this primary oocyte will again now enter during the fetal life in meiosis. It will start meiosis and it will complete its prophase 1 and will stop division. So it will start meiosis 1 and will be arrested by completing prophase 1. Now, to look into this, around 1 million oocyte is produced or present in each ovary during the time of birth. 1 million of oocyte is found during the time of birth, after which they degenerate due to the lack of nourishment, and during the time of puberty you will see only some 60,000 to 80,000 of follicle found inside this ovarian inside the ovary, okay, or the ovarian stroma. So during the time of birth 1 million oocyte will be present. After birth and till the time of puberty is reached, so from birth till the time of puberty is reached, there will be a decrease in the number, and this decrease in number is due to degeneration of the follicles, which is called as follicular atresia. I've written it here, follicular degeneration from the time of birth to puberty is called as follicular atresia, and I've seen questions from here many a number of times. Now, one thing to be noted, after birth, there is no addition of follicle inside the ovary. Whatever follicle has to be present is present before birth itself. And it has also entered before birth meiosis process and got arrested at prophase 1. This is something to be understood. And after birth, it gets arrested. It will no further divide. It will not divide, and it will just continue like that till the time of puberty. Now, once puberty comes, that is somewhere around at the age of 12 to 14, every month, one follicle starts maturation by entering into the process of meiosis. So, meiosis 1 starts from puberty, which is determined by the starting of menstrual cycle. So by meiosis 1, there will be formation of two daughter cell. One will be really small and it will degenerate, and this is what is called as the first polar body. Whereas the other one will be big and is called as secondary oocyte. This secondary oocyte actually will enter into meiosis 2 and it will complete prophase 2 and get arrested again in metaphase 2. So again, the secondary oocyte got arrested, and at this stage only, in this form only, that is in the secondary oocyte form, it will be released out of the ovary. So if it is release of the release of the egg cell or ovulation, it is release of the secondary oocyte. Ideally speaking, we should not say that the egg cell is released on the 14th day of menstrual cycle. It is always secondary oocyte which is released. Now most of us say that egg is released. It is not the egg, but it is the secondary oocyte which is released on the 14th day of menstrual cycle. Now this secondary oocyte is arrested at metaphase 2, okay, and it will be accepted as secondary oocyte by the fallopian tube, and on fertilization, let's say there is a sperm cell coming and meeting the secondary oocyte, only in that case it will again restart meiosis 2 by a protein present called as anaphase promoting complex, and this anaphase promoting complex will help in completion of meiosis 2, resulting in formation of two cells, out of which again one will be really small called as second polar body, which will degenerate, and the other one will form a viable ovum or oocyte. Okay, now see students, with this I hope you all have understood what is the meaning of oogenesis. Okay, that every follicle is added before the birth of a child itself. Okay, it is added before the birth itself. It is constant, and it from the time of birth till puberty it degenerates, and there is a constant number of 60,000 to 80,000, which from puberty starts with meiosis 1 again, and then it will complete meiosis 2 only after fertilization. Okay, now 2015 there was an important question asked: to maintain menstrual cycle, which are the hormones secreted by different gland? Is it the pituitary and the ovary? It is the pituitary and uterus. Is it only uterus or only ovary? To maintain menstrual cycle, which gland is responsible for secretion of hormone? It is pituitary and the ovary which is responsible for maintaining the menstrual cycle. So it is answer will be 1. And with this we have come to the end of the topic oogenesis, and in our next video we are going to continue with a very important topic of how the follicular development occurs in case of female reproductive system.